today to celebrate this wonderful sculpture and to also welcome you to Junction Plaza Park. My name is Laura Swift. I'm the Executive Director of the Junction Association, and I was honored to shepherd the final little bit of time that was needed to get this sculpture up at Junction Plaza Park. But really, I was the end of the project. The people that made this project possible was Juno and Parks and also the Department of Neighborhoods and also to our council members as well. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, and it's Susan Melrose. Susan was the former executive director of the Junction Association, and she was certainly instrumental in this beautiful art piece. Would you please put your hands together for Susan Melrose?
Thanks so much for coming to the dedication of this new piece of art in the West Seattle Junction. It's just such a great day to celebrate, to have a new piece of art in the West Seattle Junction. It's been a long time coming to have such a substantial piece. Junction Plaza Park was dedicated in 2010, and it was a long road of planning and design and fundraising. And a lot of what can be attributed to our art today is about half of the money came from a development, which is the Blue Star development. And so we can thank that development for contributing to this art today. And then also with the grant from Department of Neighborhoods that was matched. So the fundraising for this park goes back so long, and the Department of Neighborhoods match is so appreciated. So I think Renee is going to be talking about the community effort, and so thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, Susan spoke about how excited we are. My name's Renee Commons, and I'm the director for the Junction Neighborhood Organization, Juno. And Juno's really involved in making the livability of our neighborhood a better place wherever we can. And founder of Juno, Erica Karlovitz, worked with Susan Melrose to create Junction Plaza Park, which was about a 10-year effort with community outreach and funding, rounds of funding. And this art piece came together over a period of, I think, 4 years, once the funding was acquired from the Street Alley Vacation from Tom Lee at the project down there at LA Fitness. It was then put into, we had community outreach. It was, Susan was really instrumental in making sure that it was stewarded here directly to the park for the art. So thank you, Susan, for that. We really appreciate it. And we also appreciate the lighting. The lighting is a key piece to this beautiful sculpture, because as you can see with the light, it'll have some shadows here at night against the wall, and there's no windows to really disturb anyone on this wall. So that's a good thing. And Tom Rasmussen, who's here today, was involved also in the community process. Pamela Clement. Pamela, are you here? Where's Pamela? Pamela, go over there with the Parks Department. helped also with community outreach. We had some meetings like Cupcake Royale and got community feedback. Troy, where is Troy? He's right there. Right here. Hi, Troy. So Troy, it was really fun, wasn't it? Going through the community outreach part.
Yeah, it's always good to get
kids
feedback.
made comments, so that was all really good. And anyhow, so we're just really excited to have another piece of art for the Junction, in addition to the art over at Starbucks that Leslie Jane did. We now have Transpose by Troy Pillow. Thank you.
And a few quick little notes on the inspiration of the piece. West Seattle Junction, being the main hub of West Seattle, was really trying to create a piece of sculpture that was representative of the constant movement, the changing of paths, the name transpose, meaning switching of position with the amount of traffic, pedestrian, and overall movement. I tried to include that in the composition of the piece, and at the same time creating an elegant, contemporary design that fit the park and the particular location. and I wanted to thank everyone involved for selecting me as an artist. I live in West Seattle, and it means an awful lot to be able to see your work in the public realm, and so thanks everybody that was involved.
In addition to the money that we raised here locally through some building owners, we also want to thank the city as well for their support. And so I'd like to introduce Robert Stowers. He's the Director of Parks, and so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you. Thank you. And do you want to tell people a little bit about how you were involved with the final piece?
My name is Robert Stowers, and I'm the Director of the Parks Division. We have the responsibility for all the parks. And I'm glad to be here today. I grew up in West Seattle, actually, and went to Chief Sealth High School. So it's always good to see things happening in West Seattle, and that's good. And the Parks Department, of course, was a partner in this. Pam Clement, she's our neighborhood person that works with the Office of Neighborhoods to put on projects like this. And it's just, you know, the Parks Department couldn't do anything without partners in the community to help us do these kinds of things. So I just want to, Pam's given me a list of things to talk about, so I'm going to do that. First, in 2007, the developer Blue Star Management was granted an alley vacation by the City of Seattle for the West Seattle development. As part of the public benefit, $25,000 was dedicated to Junction Plaza for an art piece. The West Seattle Junction Association was critical in getting this funding for art in the parks. Then in 2010, the park was built. The West Seattle Neighborhood Association was instrumental in gathering significant public input that created the design that you see today. The renowned West Seattle artist, Troy Pillow, West Seattle artist was selected, and you know, you can all agree it's a beautiful work that you've done here. It's beautiful. Great thanks also go to Renee Cummins, volunteer director of Juno, great partner for the Parks Department. Susan Melrose, former executive director of West Seattle Junction, you heard her talk. Current executive director Laura Smith, and to all the neighbors who attend public meetings and made their voices known. Healthy people, healthy parks, healthy community. That's our motto at Seattle Parks Department. And we want to continue to partner with community groups like you to satisfy the community. So I thank you. And enjoy our parks. Thank you.
Thank you. And then our final speaker, we're particularly honored to introduce former council member Tom Rasmussen, and he's going to come forward and say a few words about his involvement in this final beautiful piece of art.
Well, thank you very much. It's really fun to be invited here to see the results of the work that many of us undertook to ensure that this park became really a wonderful asset for the community. And one of the things that we always make sure of when there's going to be a vacation of city right-of-way, whether it's an alley or a road, is that there's a public benefit for that. We just don't give away our roads or our alleys at all. And one of the requirements is you contribute to either a fund to help build a park, or you do other things to really improve the neighborhood. We did that for this site. Some of the funding for the sculpture of the park has come from a developer. And we've also done that around this neighborhood too. You'll see that the Whitaker is contributing to a park down by their development as well. So I've always believed that developers have to help pay for the amenities in a community. We just can't have more density. We need without playgrounds and without parks. And I think the developers have to help pay for that. And the council has agreed. So we need to ensure that as we grow in this community, and the community has really insisted upon that we also add parks and playgrounds, and the developers help pay for that. And they certainly did here, and they are throughout our neighborhood. So I was very happy to help support the community in its vision for this park and many others. And there's still a lot more to do, and I'm happy to do that now just as a citizen volunteer, and I am working on a number of projects with Councilmember Herbal, who is really wonderfully supportive of District 1 now we call it, this neighborhood and other neighborhoods within District 1. So thank you very much for inviting
Thank you
me
very
here
much.
today. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. I just want to say thank you to Parks and the Department of Neighborhoods and everybody that worked so hard to put together this gorgeous sculpture. It's just everything that we do together as a community. It helps our neighborhoods move forward. And I just want to say a special thank you to Councilmember Herbal for being here today. Thank you for everything that you do in our neighborhoods. We're going to go ahead and grab some scissors and take a few photographs, and then we're going to cut the ribbon and help yourself to some cookies and cider. Thank you very much.